The heat is on here in summer 2022, so we recently found ourselves with some friends at another water park, H2OBX. OBX, of course, is a popular abbreviation for the Outer Banks of North Carolina, but this park is actually on the mainland of North Carolina, just a short drive away from the Outer Banks. Our friends Dave and Stephanie joined us for the second year in a row on our visit to this water park, and in this video we will give you a tour and share with you what we enjoyed about the park.
In addition to the slides and pools, this park has 50 cabanas that can be rented by guests. They must be pretty popular because all 50 were sold out the day we went. They were very pricey, ranging from $199 up to $379 for the day. That's in addition to the price of the park tickets. At prices like that, you may ask, who in the world would spend that much for a cabana? Unfortunately, I must report that we did. When we visited in 2021, all the seats under umbrellas were already taken when we arrived just a few minutes after opening, and there isn't much other shade in the park. We roasted in the sun that day, and Alice and Stephanie in particular ended up sunburnt in spite of using sunscreen multiple times. So with that in mind, my wife informed me that we would be spending $249 to rent the mid-size cabana, which seats up to 8 people and has a server who can take your food orders and bring your food back to you at your cabana. We'll talk a bit about our experience with the cabana I was forced to rent along the way in today's video.
You know what they say, happy wife, happy life. Our cabana, number 13, was located near the lazy river. There was plenty of seating and privacy curtains we could use to block out the sun. All the cabanas had a ceiling fan, which helped keep the temperature down a bit. When we arrived in the morning, there were 8 water bottles in a mini fridge in the cabana and a basket of fruit to enjoy, which was nice because most of us hadn't had breakfast. Near our cabana was the Deep 6 Adventure Lagoon, a kids' activity area with a child-sized rock climbing wall in 3 feet of water. Next to that was this floating lily pad balance course and an inflatable obstacle course.
The first thing we checked out that day was the wave pool. This was a lot of fun, and we came back to enjoy the waves several times throughout the day. Next to the wave pool was a tower that features like 7 different slides to choose from. A number of them were 2-person inner tube slides. They also had a couple of those slides where you get closed up in the chamber at the top and then they drop the floor out on you. Now is a good time to mention a weird thing this park's website does. Rather than post descriptions of the slides, they've written creative narratives telling a story that is somewhat related to the slide, such as this description. I felt the sword's handle pressing against my back. You'd best be walking, the old pirate snarled, with menace in his gravelly voice, or you'll be meeting the other end of this sword. The writing was nice, but when you're researching the slides in advance, these admittedly well-written essays seem like an odd choice for a description. The attractions here are themed to the Outer Banks, so a number of them have to do with pirates. If you've been watching our channel lately, you know why. They also had a flow rider, something I definitely want to try someday when there is no one anywhere nearby watching.
We spent a good deal of time in the lazy river called Teach's Tides Adventure River, named after Blackbeard the pirate, whose real name was Edward Teach, of course. This was a great lazy river that is over 1,000 feet long and floats through the center of the park. Shortly after we got out of the river, it closed down for an hour in the middle of the day for a charity duck race. You could pay an entry fee and be assigned a numbered rubber duck. There were hundreds of them, and they were all dumped in the lazy river at once. The one that made it to the end first was the winner, and the person who was assigned to that number won some cash. but most of the proceeds went to the local Boy Scouts troop. It was fascinating to see the rubber ducks enjoy their swim through the lazy river, though I was glad I wasn't on the crew trying to pluck the hundreds of ducks out of the water at the end. While the race was going on, we returned to our cabana for the third time that day and pressed the button to call our server to take our lunch order. There was an online menu to choose from, which did not include the barbecue restaurant, but did include most other food in the park. I ended up ordering a Currituck Sunset for $11.99. It was a delicious cocktail made with white rum, pineapple, and grenadine. Jack had gotten a refillable mug for drinks earlier in the day. The server said she couldn't get refills for the mug, so he still had to walk to a restaurant whenever he wanted a drink. We split a burger and fries for $10.99 and some cheese sticks for $6.99. All of this was pretty good for theme park food. Not amazing, but it was solid. Our friends ordered chicken tenders and fries for $10.99. There were several popular dining options at H2OBX. There was the Heavenly Hogs Barbecue Restaurant, featuring traditional North Carolina barbecue. There was the Outer Banks Eats with pizza, burgers, chicken wraps, and fish tacos. There was a dessert kiosk called Dune Devil Desserts with milkshakes, ice cream, and funnel cakes. And finally, there was a Wright Brothers themed bar called Flyboys, which is themed as such because the Wright Brothers' first flight took place on the Outer Banks.
While we ate in our cabana that cost $249 to rent, Stephanie, Dave, and I decided we were going to ride Queen Anne's Revenge, a multi-person water slide named after Blackbeard's ship. I tried to talk Alice into joining us. To calm her nerves, I began reading the synopsis of the slide from the website. Though the pirate was terrifying, there was some mercy left in his villainous heart. I ought to make you walk the plank, he growled at us, but this time I'll let the sea decide your fate. My heart leapt up in my chest. We still had a chance.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Alright, well, it must have worked because the four of us got on that slide together. Here's some footage I filmed on our FoPro.
Hold on, family.
Next to that slide is one that Stephanie, Dave, and I rode together called the Rogue Wave. Alice was not interested in going up the wave wall, but it was pretty fun. I didn't try to film that one because there was a big drop followed by us flying up the wall, and I didn't have a strap for my camera with me.
There's also a big pirate-themed kids area that looked like a lot of fun. One thing I really liked is that there was a kid-sized wave pool here, which I don't think I've ever seen at other parks, but is actually a great idea. With a couple hours left in the day, our server brought complimentary brownies and Rice Krispie treats to our cabana.
Complimentary after we paid $250.
They were delicious. We had some leftovers, so we took them with us to our hotel that evening and we finished them off there. So I was glad we got the cabana. We ended up relaxing in the shade several times during the day. We did get some sun, but we did not get burnt as badly as last year. Here's a review from our friends.
All right, I'm here with our friends Stephanie and Dave. We have just finished a day at H2OBX. We rented this cabana, Castaway Cabana number 13. We rented it because we were trying to prevent the ladies, Alice and our friend Stephanie, from burning like they did last year. Stephanie, was it successful?
No, it really was. I was really burnt really bad last year, and this cabana is just so incredible that I didn't get nearly as burned as I was, so it was definitely a lifesaver.
Okay, so an improvement from last year. That's good. Dave, did you get burnt last year?
No, based on my experience, I think that the Cabana did help as a fan and it helps circulate air, so I'll give it a thumbs up.
Good. What'd you think of the water park?
Really good experience. Some of them go a little fast, so you have to be aware of that, but other than that, I think it was a really good experience.
Good. Stephanie, what'd you think of H2OBX? It's our second time here. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was actually incredible. It was even better the second time that I came. The wave pool was incredible. The purple slide that you're gonna see was very intense. It was the most incredible slide I've ever been on. The people here are just incredibly friendly. I love it, and I will definitely be bringing our children back. It's out of this world.
What did you think of the Cabana experience, Jack?
All joking aside, it was nice to have somewhere to sit down a bit in the shade with a fan and some water bottles. The chairs were very comfortable, our server was great, and we even got a free locker to keep our valuables in as well. But I do think these are too expensive. They're selling out, so people must be willing to pay for them. But they built a water park with very limited shade and then overcharge people to rent some shade for the day, so I'm not going to heap praise on them for that. Overall, this is a very fun water park though, and we had a really good day.
Definitely. We would say bring water shoes or flip-flops. The cement got very hot in the sun, and people trying to walk around in their bare feet were getting blisters. We were fine in our water shoes though. I actually enjoyed the slide that Jack talked me into, and the wave pool and lazy river were lots of fun, so we definitely recommend this place. Click the links at the end of this video to see some other water parks that we've enjoyed. One is at a ski resort in Virginia, and one at a hotel in Florida. I'm Alice.
And I'm Jack.
Please click the subscribe button and notification bell so we'll be sure to see you the next time we're traveling through.
As if on cue, the boat began to pitch wildly in the waves. Sails whipped violently overhead as we plunged through the angry Atlantic. I'd never been aboard a ship traveling at such a tremendous speed. I could feel her timbers strain. The shore couldn't be far now, but I feared we'd capsize before we reached it.